What's up, YouTube? What's up, Raider Nation? 2-1, 2-1. It was at first it looked like a walkthrough. I'm not gonna lie. I was shocked that the defense played well. The first half, I was really impressed with the defense. They kept Mariota on his toes. The defensive line got pressure on Marcus Mariota. They didn't really have to blitz a lot, so that's a good sign. Hopefully, in the future games, we can get more pressure. I wish one thing, though, and a lot of people have been talking about this on social media, is that we should move Khalil Mack around, kind of like similar to how Von Miller's moved around. Or maybe we should just move him back to linebacker where he was doing a lot of damage. Either way, we got to do something to get him mismatches. But kudos to the defense coordinator, Ken Norton. Came up with a good solid plan. Collaborative effort with Jack Del Rio. But one thing, the biggest shock, I didn't think Karl Joseph would be that big of an impact in his first game starting on defense. Yeah, I thought it would be okay, but I didn't think he would be that impactful. He had 10 tackles, 6 solo, tied with Corey James, a linebacker, who had 6 solo. He had a good game too, Corey James, and he was supposed to be a special teamer. He wasn't supposed to be playing on defense. So I guess for one game, that looked like a good pickup with Corey James. But going back to Karl Joseph, it somehow energized the defense. I know a lot of players said after the game that, he gave us a spark. Him being only 5'10" and throwing his body around there, I was shocked. And one thing too, he was also a sure tackler. He didn't miss a lot of tackles in that game. So that was a huge thing, and I'm glad they finally put him in because he definitely was better than Keith McGill. You saw a different spark with the defense, and you know what he reminded me of? The defense he reminded me of what is the name with the Colts? Bob Sanders. When Bob Sanders was healthy, that defense looked totally different when Bob Sanders was on the back end, and it kind of reminded me of shades of that kind of impact. Now, hopefully, Karl Joseph can be that kind of player, but not have the same injuries. Hopefully, he can be that kind of guy. But I was impressed with Karl Joseph. He was something to behold, and hopefully, he can build upon that going to next week against Baltimore. But anyway, defense looked good the first half. Second half, it seemed like things seemed to fall apart. Some people attributed to Karl Joseph not being there. He had to get an IV. He didn't return until mid part of the third quarter, I believe. But DeMarco Murray, he ended up getting 117 yards, 7.1 yards per carry, and a touchdown. So things seemed to fall apart in the second half. We weren't as tight defensively, but later in the game, things started to slightly tighten up. But one play we got to work on, and that's the Jason Morrow play where Mariota had a bunch of pressure. He was able to escape and just threw a loft ball up to Jason Morrow. I don't know where DJ Hayden was or what he was looking at, but that ball should have been picked as long as it was standing in the air. So I don't know. DJ Hayden, we got to work on some things here. Because I don't know how you got lost when the ball was in the air that long. But anyway, at the end of the game, the defense showed up, and I didn't think that was going to be a case. I thought we were going to go to overtime, just based off of what we've seen in the previous 2 weeks. But TJ Carey, I didn't think it was pass interference against Harry Douglas at the very end of the game, the very last pass. I didn't think it was pass interference. Some people, Tennessee Titan fans, will probably say it was. I didn't think so. Minimal contact, game on the line. You can't make that call. Now, I will say this. That pass interference against Andre Johnson against, I think it was TJ Carey again. That might not have been pass interference. I personally didn't see Andre Johnson extend his arms and just push TJ Carey. But me being a Raider fan, I'll take a call because Raider fans are known for we are known for like begging for calls and we never get them. So I'm happy to get a call. Fair enough. But kudos to the defense. They tightened up when the game was on the line, especially when the offense This game wasn't particularly tight. There were a lot of drop balls. Amari Cooper had an egregious drop ball. I believe it was on 3rd down. He was wide open. He probably could have been a big gainer, excuse me. But the offense didn't really seem particularly sharp. Clive Walford would have had a huge day if it hadn't been for an offensive holding penalty. He would have had a touchdown. I think it was a 30-yard touchdown. But the defense saved the game, and that's something to build upon. I mean, there are a lot of holes. There were a lot of parts in the game, especially in the second half, where defense was loose. But got to give them credit where credit's due. They held in the red zone. So kudos to the defense. Offense, like I said, needs some tightening up, some fixing. But hey, the offense has been tight for 2 weeks, and we're 2-1 partly because of the offense. So hopefully the offense will come back together. We'll come back next week against Baltimore and be tight as they have been, #1 offense. So hopefully they illustrate their #1 ranking next week against the Baltimore Ravens. Also, want to give credit to Mike Tice. There are a lot of injuries along the offensive line. What was it? A 6th or 7th round pick. What is his name? Alexander Vidal. He played well in substitute duty. I was impressed with him. Janikowski, special teams. He's now, congratulations to him. He's now the record holder for most 50-plus yard field goals now, with the 52-yarder he made in that game. So kudos to him. Gotta give kudos to the offensive line again. Rushing was really I was impressed with the rushing. DeAndre Washington, he had a good game, a big gainer. I think it was 27 yards or 33 yards, somewhere in there. He had a good game. What is his name? I can't. I'm drawing a blank right now. Excuse me. Latavius Murray had a good game. He's been running really well, and one thing I cannot stress enough: he's been running determined, and he's been lowering his pad level. So the first guy is bouncing off of him, and he's running with much more power this year as he hasn't had in previous years. So kudos to him. He's having a good start to his season. He had a touchdown off a 27-yard touchdown run. So he's been playing well. The offensive line's been blocking for all the running backs. I'm impressed with that. So we have the makings to make the playoffs now. We got moxie. Teams have been the Raiders have been dealing with injuries all along the offensive line. The defense, hopefully, with the addition of Karl Joseph, and if Corey James can keep playing well in Ben Henne's stead, because Ben Henne has had a rough start to the season, if they can keep building that chemistry and more reps with Karl Joseph, we might be able to make the playoffs and do some damage. We'll see. Hopefully, though, we can move Khalil Mack back to linebacker or just move him around so we can get those one-on-one matchups, because I feel like he's getting chipped a lot, and that's actually hindering his impact on the game. So that's my thoughts on the game. The Tennessee Titans, DeMarco Murray, he seems to be legit. He seems to be back to where he was in Dallas, where he's getting impact plays. Tajay Sharp didn't have a great game. I was surprised we held him in check for most of the game. But Andre Johnson, he seems to have some tread on those tires. I'm impressed. So hopefully they can evolve moving forward. Marcus Mariota, we already know he's a playmaker. This needs more reps. Actually, he needs more offensive help. Losing Delaney Walker for the game was huge. But I think the Tennessee Titans are going to be good moving forward. Probably next year when they get more help for Marcus Mariota. But congratulations, Raiders. We won. We're 2-1. On to Baltimore next week. It's going to be a huge challenge. So this is a game we had to win. We had to beat the Tennessee Titans because I felt we were a better team than the Tennessee Titans. And good teams beat the teams that they're supposed to beat. So we're making steps. We're making steps, however slow it may be. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the game. Let me know what you guys thought of Karl Joseph's debut on defense. Corey James' debut on defense as well, in starting capacity. What did you think about Derek Carr? I mean, I thought he was on point, but there were a lot of drops, as I said earlier. So give me your thoughts. Give me your comments. Anyway, thanks for watching, and please, as always, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Let It Rip Sports Show, and please like the video. Thanks. I'm out, boys and girls. 2-1. You didn't let me down, Raiders. I'm so happy. So happy.